So, we are doing the trauma dump candy salad, but instead of a candy salad, I will be playing with my bongo named Candy. Little sneak peek. Whoop. Yeah. So, I'm gonna be ripping and dumping. I'm gonna start off lighthearted and then it will get, I'm not telling y'all all the trauma, but yeah. All right. First, when I was in high school and kick was a thing, I was talking to strangers, as a lot of us were, and this boy I thought was really cute. He messaged me, he said I was cute, it was so fun and dandy. He asked where I was from, and I said Brooklyn, and then he asked me what part, and when I told him what part, he blocked me. Once again, in high school, when I had my first real boyfriend, we were on again, off again for a long time. And the last time that we broke up, he told me that his female best friend that I was always stressed out about, that was just his sister, he said that he took her virginity. Woo. Um, like 2 years ago, I was coming home from the club at like 4 a.m. and my phone was dying and I was very intoxicated. And I got off the train because it wasn't going the direction I needed it to, and it was already 4 o'clock in the morning. So I got off and called my best friend. And as I was leaving the train station, some man with two boots on both feet tried to talk to me, and I said, "No, thank you, sir. Have a good night." And he proceeded to try to attack me, and he called me a. And when I took out my pepper spray, he said he wasn't scared of any bitch ass mace. When I was in middle school, I had this group of friends and we were like so happy together. And then one day they all just stopped talking to me and I had no idea why. And they just like acted like I didn't exist. And it really affected me very deeply. Once again, another middle school one. This boy that I went to middle school with was kind of like a serial kisser. If you wanted to make out with a boy, you made out with him. And I had never made out, and everybody was doing it. It was all the rage, so I just wanted to taste, pun intended. And we made out. He tried to put his hand appendages in my trousers. I said no. He tried again. I said no. He tried again. I said no. But I was also so excited to have made out with somebody that I told my best friend in class. And somebody listened to every single word I said and wrote it down and then passed the note around school, but I did not know until the next day when I came into school and one of my other best friends whose locker was right next to mine started cussing me out because apparently she had a crush on this boy and me. And I was like, "Wait, how do you even know that?" Because I didn't tell her. She wasn't the best friend I told. And she's like, "Oh, duh, pass the note around and everybody knows." And I was like, "Oh, oh, okay." So I was basically walking around with a scarlet letter on in seventh grade. Also in middle school, I had this guy who really, really, really liked me. He liked me so much that he would buy me ice cream at lunch almost every day, if not every day. And like, I appreciated it, but I also felt very uncomfortable because I felt like I made it clear that I did not like him. But I guess I didn't. Um, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I said yes. I did not want to. I low-key felt forced into it. I felt like I had no choice. And also, I'm a kid and I'm getting free ice cream. Maybe signs that I'm a gold digger, who knows? Yet to be really discovered. And I did him for 2 weeks and he wanted a kiss really bad, but I did not want to kiss him because I didn't even want to be with him. Like I said, I just felt like I had to be, but I did not kiss him because I did not want to. So I broke up with him because I felt like it was too much. Then he became my stalker. Now, mind you, he couldn't stalk me too much because he didn't know where I lived. And this was before the age of like modern day cell phones. It was like flip phones and Blackberries and shit. So he couldn't cyber stalk me either. But in terms of leaving school, he would literally, we weren't in the same classes. He would follow me out of the hallways and stuff, out into the courtyard, to my bus, but he could not get on the bus, thankfully. Safety. But yeah, he did that for about, it probably felt longer, but it was definitely like, I would say maybe a month at most. Because after a while, he started getting shitted on because people were like, yo, you're a stalker. Like, it was at the point where I would talk to people and be like, yeah, my stalker. And they knew who I would be talking about. So yeah. When I was a kid, we were living in Georgia and it was during the summertime and we got kicked out of our apartment and my mom, myself, and my little brother, who was in a stroller, had to walk to the Motel 6 we were staying in. That was a rough time. And I'm pretty sure my mom was pregnant too. The man who was for the most part responsible for us getting kicked out of said apartment, um, who was supposed to be locked up for the things that happened, um, discovered my social media multiple times and really made me question my whole existence, if you know what I mean. Another time in middle school, tough times, clearly. I had got a Facebook page, and also with the Facebook page, I wasn't allowed to have it connected to my own email. It had to be monitored by a supervisor's email so they could see all the notifications I was getting. And I was texting my platonic male friend, and I had missed a day or two of school, I think. I don't remember. All I know is that he asked me if I was coming, as in coming to school. But because of the era of slang and abbreviations in texting, he spelled it as cum. And it was assumed and accused that he meant it in the inappropriate way. It was interpreted as I was being promiscuous and sexual when I swore up and down it was not that way. Like, I could not express it enough, emphatically enough, that it was not intended in the way that it was seen. It was assumed that. So I got punished anyway. I think I got a beating as well. Honestly, unrelated. I am a self-proclaimed Rihanna Navy, right? But I was one of the ones that was complaining about her not putting out music. But the fact that right now, in the top 10 most monthly listeners list on Spotify, Rihanna is number 5. She has not released the album in almost a decade. Honestly, no shade. I don't need a bitch to come back. She good. She good where she at. She doing what she got to do. Very much doing what she got to do. We'll be right back with the trauma dump Marley Minutes. Did I just make a segment name for all my 420 content? Did I? Like what? Marley Minutes. Because if you watched my most recent ASMR video, I did say that on this channel, a term that you might hear me say instead of how the kids say gardening, I might say I'm talking to Bob Marley. Talking to Bob. And if you know, you know. I don't know if y'all could hear the TV, but he just said, you know. Honestly, because the camera is so much clearer, I think I will start just recording on my phone instead of on the MacBook. It's just so much more convenient on the MacBook, but the camera quality, like I like the MacBook camera quality for my little cute pictures. But in terms of like my YouTube content, I want it to look crisp and clean, but I also it's the vibe of the video that matters to me also. Cause like for my vlogs, I like using my pink 4K DK 4K digital camera because it gives such a like nostalgic vibe. It gives such a like it just makes everything feel lit, good vibey. Not even talking about the trauma, but that's because I'm trying to get it together. Oh yeah, remember when I told you guys that I made out with that dude at school and he tried to do something and I didn't want to do it and I got really mad? I went home and wrote like a burn letter to him. Like I cussed him the fuck out in this letter, right? But I am writing this sitting on the living room floor, and I wrote about it where I was sitting and where I was eventually laying down sleeping with the notebook right next to me. I've low-key blacked out this memory, so now that I'm remembering it, it's a I went to sleep with the notebook next to me on the floor. And I mean, if you think my Facebook page had to be monitored, of course you think a journal slash diary needs to be monitored as well. And somebody took it upon themselves to read it, because why not? And then I got in trouble. I don't remember how. Like I said, I blacked it out. Yeah, my diary got read a lot. Also, please don't assume this was all my mom's doing. My mom was actually a very nice lady. Unfortunately, life was not so nice to us. When I was like 9, the apartment that we got kicked out of and we had to walk to the Motel 6 because of it, while we were there, because we were in an apartment complex, the bus that came from my school came like at the leasing office. So it was a while, a walk away from our apartment. So because I had to be up early and go by myself and stuff like that, I was taught to carry, not taught, but I had to carry a walkie-talkie because I wasn't allowed to have a phone yet, even though I had a phone before and I got taken like 3 times. Anyway, I wasn't allowed to have a phone, so I would have to walkie-talkie that I made it to the bus stop, and then that I made it on the bus, turn it off, then come home at the end of the day, whatever. Also, I was told to be mindful of my surroundings because you never know what could happen. You got to be safe out there. People snatch people. They, you got to be careful. You're a little girl. Yeah. One day, I'm walking to the bus stop and the supervisor ran up behind me and grabbed me up from behind and covered my mouth. And basically simulated me being kidnapped. And said a lot of things along the lines of this is what happens to little girls who don't pay attention, this could happen to you type of situation. And I cried, and I don't even remember the rest of that day, to be honest. I don't know if I had a good day or a bad one. I couldn't tell you. I was also 9, but this one time, I'm pretty sure the first time in college that I took a tab of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. There was this dude that my friends and I hung around. He wasn't a bad guy. He just had bad moments, and the bad moments really rubbed me the wrong way. And by this point, he had taken it. Most of the people I was with had already taken it before me, and this was my first time. I think. I think it was the first time. I really just can't remember. But we were in the woods, and this was the first time during my trip that I talked to Bob. So he was standing next to me, and I precursor part of this being traumatic is because I will never know if what happened really happened or if I was just tripping. So I heard him saying in my ear, like making, yeah, saying a lot of things that in my head he was fucking with me. Like I could have sworn he was whispering some things in my ear along the lines of like I want to myself and all that type of shit. And like I was like, yo, stop. And he was like, stop what? I was like, you know what you're doing. And everybody was like, whoa. And so He was like, man, I don't know what you're talking. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I just remember that moment because, like, I literally in my head heard him saying, no, not even in my head. I felt like he was in my ear whispering obscene things to me because I was tripping. Literally, we'll never know if that was real or not because, oof, I thought of a really traumatic one. I don't know if I want to talk about that. Whoa, my dude. You dead just blew mine. No funny shit. Are you good? Excuse me. Are you good? Are we good? What the hell was that? Like, I beg your pardon. Cutie man. Like, what the hell? You lose yourself. I think that's enough trauma dumping. I have a lot of trauma now that I'm thinking about all of it because I have to consider which ones I want to share right now and which ones I don't want to share. And that the more I'm thinking of that, I realize I have a lot of mother trauma. This is why we're in therapy, though. So yeah, we gonna end it here. I'm gonna end this. At the end of the day, going in. And when I'm recording this right now, it is August 16th, just 2 days to my birthday. Let's see if I'll have this uploaded by my birthday. Maybe I will, because I think I can. I love you, and I hope you love you, and I hope you love me. But, beloved, if you don't, it is quite all motherfucking right. Why? Did you say it? Did you say it? Because I love me enough for the both of us. I'm smacked. Success. Love y'all.